Hello, my friend Ulysses Clay with the UCJ Group of Companies. And today is Charletha Nicole Clay's birthday. Yes, she would have been 36 years old today. Happy birthday, Charlie. As some of you may know, she passed away this Father's Day, June 18th, marks 8 years that Charlie's been gone. She transitioned 8 years ago this past Father's Day. And today is her birthday. I'm so proud to and blessed to reflect back on the amazing young woman she was, and the fact that she loved people, she loved life. She was a giver. Oh my gosh, she loved giving to people. She loved kids, and she was just an all around just a phenomenal young woman. And her foundation, Charlie 27, is going to touch so many lives in the next 10 years. Our goal is to touch 100 million people, directly and indirectly. How are we going to do that? We're going to touch 100. We're going to touch 1 million people who touch 100. This is how we're going to get it done, in honor of Charlie 27, her foundation. And I want to ask you, do you or anyone you know have suffered from or died from ovarian cancer, breast cancer, fibroids, endometriosis, UTIs, seizures, miscarriages, any of the above? Do you know anyone who's suffering with cramps so bad that they can't get out of the bed for a couple of days, right? See, if you had information that could improve, even save the life of someone that you know, love, or care about, would you share it? See, that's what Charlie 27, the foundation, is about. See, my daughter suffered in silence for the most part, but not just her. Millions of women around the country are suffering because they are utilizing products that's manufacturing, that's being manufactured, I should say, that's causing this suffering, this pain, and all the above mentioned ailments that our women are suffering or going through. Guys, it's real. And I ask that every one of you on this particular that's watching me right now, this video postcard that you just received from me, please share it with every woman that you know, love, and care about, and the men that you know love them as well. Share it. This is how we're gonna get the message out of the awareness campaign. They will be able to see how these companies are manufacturing products that are literally killing our little girls, literally killing our moms. My mom passed away of breast cancer, 3.5 years ago. Literally killing our women who suffering with fibroids and all the above mentioned. So I encourage you, please, on behalf of Charlie 27, but even more important, on the behalf of your daughters, your mothers, your nieces, your aunties, your women that you know and love and care about in your life, share this information. Let them know that there is an alternative to what they're doing and what they've been doing for decades, potentially. My 11-year-old granddaughter will not have to go through what my daughter went through because of this information. See, our women have been suffering in silence, and it's because of information was unknown. They have died because information was not made aware of what's going on with these products that's being manufactured in the marketplace, guys. So I encourage you, I plead, and I just really submit to you that if you have someone in your life, if there's a woman in your life that you love and care about, share this information, please. Welcome, everybody, to the awareness campaign, one that affects every woman in America. This is her story. Charlie, 27. Born Charletha Nicole Clay, June 30th, 1981. The first of three beautiful daughters. She was someone that was so committed to life, committed to people. She loved people. She loved kids. And she was an amazing young woman. My firstborn. One that allowed me to grow up as a man, to be able to experience life on a level I had no clue and no idea what to expect and what I have gotten myself into. She was amazing. Unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, she transitioned June 18th, 2009, short of her 28th birthday. Charletha Nicole Clay. She transitioned in her sleep. She had seizures. And I'm going to get into the reasons why she had seizures in just a moment. But no one should have to bury their child. No one. Shout out to, all the mothers and fathers who lost as of recent their child in Texas at the school where the shooting happened just today. A sad situation, ladies and gentlemen. I am appalled that this is not the first or second. It's too many. It is fucking too many of our kids' lives excessively being exterminated. It's amazing how we as a society has become somewhat desensitized. We have become somewhat callous to the fact that this is happening. And yes, I hold our legislators, I hold our government, I hold them accountable for what's happening in our schools with our children. It doesn't make sense. But I digress. Back to Charlie 27. My baby. She was full of life, ladies and gentlemen. She was one that had a zeal for life, and even with her struggles. And, it's just so many people are affected by the reason in which she transitioned herself. It's an industry that is purposely have perpetrated upon our women all across this country, in the world, that are affecting the lives of our women to the point, to the tune of $47 billion fucking dollars. See, it is more profitable for big pharma, these industries, to keep us sick versus well. That's a side note. It's more profitable for us to be sick versus well. I'll come back to that maybe perhaps in the second half of this talk. But this is about Charlie 27, my baby, my oldest of three beautiful daughters. Ladies and gentlemen, at age 19, Charlie suffered, or actually she had a miscarriage, but she suffered an irregular cycle, as we call feminine flow. Some days she would flow, past 15 days. Some days she would flow not at all. Some months, I should say. That's not normal. God has created our bodies to be perfectly, I should say. Certain things can alter that perfection. The food we eat, the air we breathe, has a very important role in how we live the most quality life possible, ladies and gentlemen. My daughter, at 19, had a miscarriage. She was with child in miscarriage. Matter of fact, I know a young lady who has a granddaughter who her and her husband miscarried. Not once, not twice, not three, but 5 times in their quest to build a family and conceive a child. I'm going to tie all this together, so stay with me, please. I promise you, I will tie all this together. Because this is very, very serious. We're talking about a $47 billion industry. I'm not going to call their names, but these companies are producing products that they want you to always stay free so that they can maximize their profits. Let me ask you a question. Do you or anyone you know who suffer with breast cancer, ovarian cancer, UTIs, hysterectomies, just to name a few, seizures? Do you know anyone, cervical cancer, or suffering right now? I just got off the phone with a good friend of mine, Mr. Zach. I call him ZD. We just talked about his mom, who's with cancer right now, who's going through cancer. And the doctors have given her up, saying there's nothing more that they can do, ladies and gentlemen. We don't believe that report, but I know that there is a cause and effect to everything that we do in life. We have to make sure that we are aware of the things that we put in our body and on our bodies from a health and wellness standpoint. Nobody should have to bury their child, as I have, and many others that are listening to this podcast, who will listen and hear this podcast, which will go viral, is my prayer. Because my goal is to touch 100 million lives in the next 10 years. It's my commitment. How are we going to do that? We're going to touch 1 million who touch 100. That's how we're going to do it. See, I'm talking about an industry of $47 multi-million-dollar industry that are developing products that are literally harming and yet killing our little girls, our women, our moms, our aunties, our granddaughters. They're literally killing them. It's called a sanitary napkin. Let me say that again for you men just listening to this. Hey, pay attention. It's a sanitary napkin. It's a product that women use every single month who have a feminine flow. It's no longer taboo. Let's wake this up, this giant up. It's no longer taboo. Women are using on average 16, 17,000 sanitary napkins during their lifetime. 36,000 panty liners, ladies and gentlemen, during their lifetime. Our little girls, our women, our daughters, our aunties, our mothers typically start their feminine flow, their cycle, at the age of 10. My daughters, all three of them, started at around 10. My granddaughter started at 10. But I have people that I know personally and intimately who have started at 7, and a grandmother whose great granddaughter started at 4 years old. And these companies are producing a product that are producing a deadly chemical called dioxin. Dioxin is a known carcinogen, which causes cancer. Think about that, guys. With the use of these products over the years, some anywhere from 30 to 45 years is what the use is. Dioxin is 130 times more deadly than cyanide. It is 900 times more deadlier than strychnine. 900 times than strychnine. Dioxin. See, these products, these sanitary napkins, these companies that always want you to stay free so that they can maximize their profits. Right. These products has to go through like a 8-step bleaching process in order to get them white. What are you saying, Ulysses? What I'm saying is this. They are constructed of old recycled newspaper and plastics. Shit. Newspaper and plastics is not white. It's not white like cotton. It's brown. These companies are producing products like tampons, Tampax, which my daughter was using. Okay? Which, if you look at the ingredients, has something called rat poison in it, which makes a woman flow longer. If she's flowing longer, that means she has to purchase more product, ladies and gentlemen. Ain't that a bitch? I don't apologize for the language because I got to discord this message, articulate this message the best I know how. Because I can't bring my baby back. Can't bring my baby back.
But these companies, the FDA does not hold these companies' feet to the fire, ladies and gentlemen. They do not. They don't hold these companies' feet to the fire when it comes to our little girls, our women. I know of a lady, two friends, who lost two daughters, one each, one at 19 and one was 16, last year, 2017, of TSS, toxic shock syndrome. Think about that. Do your own research independently, as did I. Toxic shock syndrome. I just read today of a gentleman who got toxic shock syndrome, not from sanitary products, but he got that on his skin. Very, very powerful story. He lost his limbs. He lost both arms and both legs. Just to show you, just to highlight the toxic shock syndrome ain't no joke. It's fucking real. It's very deadly. Very deadly. My daughter had seizures the last 2 years of her life. We couldn't figure it out. The fucking doctors could not figure out what was going on with her. They couldn't figure it out. But when I did my research, when I found that a friend of mine took a trip to Asia a year and a half ago, and he came across some information. The first person I thought about was Charletha Nicole Clay, my baby. Hmm. And it just clicked. I was in search for 7.5 years. Okay, why was she having seizures? What was this called? What was that? Who was that about? 7.5 years I searched to why my baby transitioned at age 27 due to seizures. Why did she have a miscarriage at 19? Why was her flow, her cycle so irregular, and sometimes she flow like heavily, 15, 20 days out of the month? I got to researching and finding out about fibroids, tumors, about women having hysterectomies and why that is, cervical cancer, breast cancer. I got to research it. And I connected dioxin, this deadly chemical that can lay dormant in a woman's body for 21 years. And I found that the fucking FDA did not hold these companies' feet to the fire. Yes, in these products, tampons, they put on the packages may cause TSS or toxic shock syndrome. But let me just share this with you. It happens more than one would think. It happens more that they're saying. How about Tiffany Haddish at age 15? Oh, Tiffany Haddish is an comedian, comedian that was on, was did the movie Girls Trip, and she did a lot of movies. She did several things so far. She's coming up. She just started coming up in the last couple of years. But she was on the Breakfast Club. Do your own research. The Breakfast Club, Tiffany Haddish, how she talked about how she got toxic shock syndrome at 15. At 15. Doctors asked her, was she having sex? No, she didn't have sex. This is the first time using tampon products because there's nothing else there for her to use. At 15. Go figure, right? So, and I'm talking about not just her, thousands. How about model Lauren Wasser, 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 Lauren Wasser. This young lady lost her leg at age 27, same age my baby was when she transitioned. At age 27, Miss Wasser was a very, very successful model, beautiful young lady. And she got toxic shock syndrome, ladies and gentlemen. This young lady, Google her, may lose her other leg. I think it's her left leg. Her right leg is already gone, part of it. So you're talking about a serious situation where our women are not only losing their lives, not only losing their limbs, but losing their lives. We can't change the past. All we can do is live for the future, for our kids, our grandkids, our daughters, our moms, our aunties, and the men who love them, who love them. In some cases, women who love the men who have been affected by TSS as well, by other means. Nonetheless, it is a serious, deadly carcinogen. We have to make sure that we make people aware, and that's my goal. I thank you for chiming in, tuning in to this podcast. It's the first, actually the second. We shot one yesterday, and unfortunately we didn't save it, but it's good. That wasn't the one that was meant to be broadcast or published. This is the one that you were supposed to hear. This is the one. So I thank you. Please share it. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. We'll be posting that as well. Our Facebook channel. Because we want to touch 100 million lives in the next 10 years by touching 1 million who touch 100. So please share. We have so much work to do. We have so much work to do. And I encourage each and every last one of you to do your part. That's the only thing that I'm encouraging and asking, that you do your part. Do your part. See, somebody who suffered with all the above mentioned. You know somebody who's going through it like I do right now, going through breast cancer, ovarian cancer, you know, uh, fibroids, UTIs, endometriosis, you know, seizures. You know, like I know somebody right now who a woman who is going through menopause. I just met with a friend yesterday, and yes, we have products that in prototype. We're producing products that's going to be very, very all natural, cotton based, that will help um, add provide a solution to what I'm talking about. You know, yes, we in development as we speak. You know somebody that's going to have a need for this product. But more important than that, it's about the awareness campaign that affects every woman in America and in the world. Do your part and share this information. At least they can prepare their mind. Because sometimes it's funny how, you know, women tend to do what's been done and passed down through generations. Let me give you an example. My daughters would do what their mom did. Their mom would do what her mom did, and on and on and on. It's generational. But see, you can, if you know better, you can do better. And this is why we got to educate and inform our women and our men who love them and care about them to do better, to get the information so you can pass it on for the next generations to come. My name is Ulysses Clay. I really appreciate you guys tuning in. My goal is to bring content every single week on this channel, this podcast, Charlie 27, in the foundation, her foundation, to enlighten, to uplift, to motivate, to encourage every listener, man, woman, and child to be inspired, to do better, and give an alternative whereby you can make a change that's going to literally potentially save your life. That's what it's about. I don't care about, you know, we are for profit and we are developing or putting together a nonprofit entity as well. We're not going to discriminate in that regard. But I just want you guys to know my heart is to touch 100 million lives, if regardless if I make one dime, regardless, because it's about making a difference. It's about legacy. It's about really meeting people where they are and making a difference. That's what I'm about. Hell, money is going to come. If you make a difference, you will make money. That's just what I believe. I didn't always believe that, but now I get it. I understand. You make a difference, you will make money. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for your time. I appreciate you listening to this podcast. Until the next time, we will bring you some more value. Perhaps maybe not this long. It may be 5 minutes, 10 minutes. We may jump on and share some information that hopefully, prayerfully, that would be useful for you and your family. My name is Ulysses Clay Jr. I am the CEO of the UCJ Group and Charlie 27. This was her story. God bless.